Hello everyone, good morning. How are you today?
Good morning. I am so sorry.
Morning, Abdullah. No worries. I just started and I said good morning to the participants, but I didn't see any physical people around. Just give me 1 minute, Abdullah, I still to come. Okay, well, I'm right now. Sorry, because we were actually expecting some participants to be here physically. So that's why Abdullah actually has come to help me to set up the equipment here so that we can run it properly for those who are here with me physically and for those who would be joining me online. But I still have not seen anybody here physically, although I'm supposed to be expecting some. Never mind, we will start because it's already 9:08. How are you all doing today, this morning? You can actually feel free to turn on your mic and speak to me. I hope you can hear me clearly. Can you?
Hi, Michelle.
Loud and clear? Yes. Okay, good.
Can hear you well.
Right. Hi everybody. Hi, Rina, right? Good morning. Good to see all of you. I think some of you joined my session before. I see Stephanie. Welcome again to another session. I see Dr. Chia. Dr. Chia, you're the only one from Penang campus, I think. So I'm actually expecting to see you here physically. Are you working from home today? So the rest of the colleagues, I believe, are from UG. Okay.
Yes.
Right. So let's get started. Today our course is on building your online course successfully. Since there are kind of like nobody physically here, so I think most of the time probably I'll just sit down in front of the computer, talking to all of you. Right. Now, just a little bit of warning ahead. This session is going to be your brain at work. So this session will be a time for you to really think about your course, okay, or what you intend to do, what you have in mind. So it's going to be a lot about you doing the work rather than me doing the work of talking, right? So it's not really a session where I am going to deliver a talking webinar lecture style, but more of me facilitating the session, giving you guidance, and also providing you time for you think about what you can do. Because I do understand that we as academics, we play many different roles. We have many different tasks to complete every day. And therefore, a lot of times we will be too tired to do any more thinking or reflection. So I hope that you take these 4 hours with me, take it as a time for yourself to think about what you can do in the future. Okay, all right. So if you need to grab some coffee to make sure that, well, you're going to work fine, do go ahead and grab your coffee, yeah? Okay, so let's begin by doing an activity. It's called the Picasso. So what I want you to do is to tell everyone here, what's your dream home? I'd like you to draw and describe your dream home. Okay, so since everyone is online, I think it will be best or easiest for you to just do an online sketching. Of course, if you have a blank piece of paper in front of you, yeah, you can always sketch it. Some people would prefer to draw things like physically using pencil or whatever. You can do that, but if you'd like to go digital, please go to this online sketchpad here. I will also put a link on in the chat for you now, so that you can go there to this sketchpad and then draw your dream home and describe it to all of us. So I'm going to give you 3 minutes, okay? 3 minutes from now. And then after that, I'd like you to share and tell us about your dream home. Okay? So I'm going to put the timer now and you can start now. Okay, 15 seconds more to go. Okay, time's up already. Right, so let's hear from you now. I'm going to stop sharing my screen for a while so that I can actually see everybody. So feel free to turn on your camera and turn on your mic and share us your dream home picture. Does anybody want to start? Hey, Dr. Chia.
Hi, Michelle. Good morning.
Hi, good morning.
My dream home should be in somewhere remote, and then with a lot of trees, and I would like to have a big organic farms and with all the all the small animals like tortoise, duck, and chicken. I'm so sorry, it's very hard to control the pen here, so I couldn't draw.
It's okay, no worries. Great. So it looks like what, somewhere in Balik Pulau.
Anywhere, anywhere remote and scenic and very peaceful. Yeah.
Sounds great, yeah. Thank you. I like to have my own little garden too, where I can just like when I want to cook something, I should just go and pluck whatever I want, yeah. Sounds so great. Thank you for sharing, Dr. Chia. Okay, Bridget, would you like to share?
All right. Mine's on a paper. I'm not sure whether you can see it. I don't think you can see very clearly.
Okay.
So it's basically, sorry, it's a bit blur. So I'll just describe it.
You can
So
do not too near. I think you put a little bit
Yeah,
at then you can see it.
on,
Oh, I think because you have your
Oh, wait, I blur.
your background blur, that's why we can't really see it.
Okay.
Yeah, that's better.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
So I'm not much of drawing, but let me explain. So it's a single story house, which I think practical reasons. All right. Don't want to climb upstairs and clean. Then we have a greenhouse because I like to keep plants on the side. And between the two houses will be a shed for kapak. Because, in PJKL, you've got a lot of kapak issues. I'm sure in Penang too. So, so I like land, a lot of land. So it looks like it's on a bungalow kind of property. All right.
Beautiful. Would you be like Dr. Chia, planting a lot of things, having a lot of animals running around?
I'm more of a plants person.
Okay. All right. Cool. Thank you, Bridget.
All right. Welcome.
Stephanie. Oh. So did you draw this in 3 minutes, Stephanie?
No. I find online I cannot draw my cottage. Sorry, for some reason my camera doesn't work. I try to click it and say that don't know what happened. Yeah, so this is my mini cottage. I'm an animal person. Definitely 2 dogs with me. Fishes, swans, whatever animals that I can, like in my compound. Basically, yes. I like it small. I don't like those big mansion. Very hard to maintain. Because I cannot afford maid.
One. I like small little houses too. Yeah. Like Bridget also mentioned for practical reasons, yeah, because you go
Yes.
climb up, and also less things to clean, yeah, for better maintenance.
Yeah. Yes.
Awesome! I like the pond surrounding it. So beautiful.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you, Stephanie. Right. Anyone else?
Michelle, can I share?
Yes.
Yeah, let me put myself on video.
All right.
Okay, so
I see.
I'm gonna share my, oh God, where's my drawing now? Alamak, here we go. Okay, the best I can do, yeah, in the 3 minutes that you gave. I don't know how many minutes you gave us, but okay, this is where I'm living now and currently. If it had been during my younger days, I would consider a nice condominium unit with all the facilities. But at this age, yeah, you know, I want to have my garden, and I live in a house. Well, upstairs is my daughter, but this is my dream home. I have made it into my dream home. In front is all my roses, and I've got one big rambutan tree, and I've got flowers in front. And at the back are all my fruits and my vegetable patch. I've got lime and all the, you know, the ulam-ulam and all that lah, the vegetable. So this is my dream house.
Wow.
As well. Currently as well. But consider this, if younger days, definitely it will be a condo with facilities, the gym, the pool and all that. But now it's more of peace, and you want colorful, you want to do your gardening and things like that.
Lovely. So just like I was saying, like, you know, I would love to have like a garden patch like you know, where I can just go and pluck whatever things that I want.
Yeah, I know, I do that. I do that.
Oh, lovely. Nice one, nice one. Cool. Thank you. So you're already living in your dream home.
I am already living in my dream home. Yes, I am already.
So I'm so jealous, yeah, you're in your dream. Thank you for sharing, Marina.
Most welcome.
Do we have someone else? Anyone else want to share?
Okay, I shall share.
Hi.
See here. Yep.
Oh,
Okay. Can see. Wait, I think my one is blur. That's why I need to.
your background.
Okay. All right. Can you see? It's not really very clear.
Okay.
I'm not very good at drawing. The last I drew was in school, and it's been so long since I started drawing.
No
So
worries.
anyway, my dream house is actually like a English like kind of a building, you know, where it's white color bricks, you know. Then next to it, there's a car garage, and of course, swimming pool and a big garden for us to run around, you know, to enjoy the nature, enjoy the trees, and so on. So that's really my dream house. But of course, that kind of dream house, you need a big land. So at this point of time, I haven't reached to my dream house yet, but at least I'm staying in an apartment that is all white color, that is some sort like a British like kind of apartment to compensate. Yeah. Mm.
You have a swimming pool at your condominium right now?
Oh, there is.
So
Yes,
that
yes.
compensates for your private pool for the time being.
Yeah, for the time being, maybe when grow a bit older, we go and retire somewhere in the outskirts of KL or Selangor.
Okay.
Something like that. Yep.
Nice one. Thank you, Tracy. So we have, I think, 3 more persons to share. Or Hazim, you want to share, Hazim? Hazim, are you here to check on me, or are you here to join as well? Hazim is not answering. I'm here to check the participant. Okay, not check on me, yeah. So, Johan, would you like to share?
Hi, Michelle. Can you
Hi.
hear me?
Yes, loud and clear.
All right. I'm just gonna share my screen. See whether it works. I'm actually on my phone, so it's a bit tricky to share the screen.
Okay.
All right. But nonetheless, I'm just gonna
Right.
describe it then.
Yeah.
Well, a dream home would be to have a nice, proper kitchen setup with an island counter, 4 burner stoves, proper oven. That would be the dream setup. More specifically to the kitchen, I believe. Not really the house it's per se, but yeah, that's about it. Instead of using a portable stove now.
Okay. So, can I assume that you are in culinary school?
Yes, definitely. Yeah.
You are a chef, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, great, awesome. Yeah, I always
All
love
right.
that kind of an island kitchen where it's so cool. Yeah, that's only like if you have a big house, you can afford to have that kind of island.
Yep. Hence the dream.
It's a dream, yeah. Nice one. Thank you, Johan.
All right.
Logeswari, would you like to share?
Yeah, sure. Give me a few minutes. I'm on the camera. Okay, this is my dream house.
Can't really see. It's a bit faint. I do see a little bit of the shading here. There's a okay. Yeah, I can see the house and some trees.
Okay, so I would like to have a landed house full of gardens, trees, and I would like to have a fish pond also outside of house because I like to hear the water sound.
Okay, nice one. So surrounded by lots of trees, yeah?
Yes.
Oh, thank you. Thank you very much, Loges.
You're welcome.
So Aishwara.
Hi, Michelle. Yes, I'm here.
Hi.
Okay, I'm connecting from my phone, so I'll try to share. I took a screenshot of the drawing, so let me try sharing it.
Okay.
Where is it? Is it showing?
Okay, nice.
Okay, yeah, that's just a very basic drawing. So as you can see, there's actually more trees in the house itself. I think just like most of the people here, I love to have this really big vegetable garden where you just go to the backyard to just grab whatever you want for cooking, you know. So I basically want to have a house with a big vegetable garden where I have everything there, and it's a lot of trees and a lot of plants, and there's a balcony there, and even the balcony is filled with plants.
Cool. So it seems like here many of you like a place with a vegetable patch and you can just pull things out and put it. Got to learn from Marina there, who's already living her dream home with her garden patch there that she's using for her kitchen. Thank you, Aishwarya.
Okay, thank you.
So I thought I saw someone by the name of Mark just now, right? So it's like, okay. So I guess I've already like got everybody to share your dream home. Now I have somebody coming in. Hi, Dr. Tan. Thank you for joining us. We have just started with our warm-up activity. Okay, so let's go back to my slides here. Just give me 1 minute how to share. We moved from physical to online, and now we are trying to be also doing hybrid, and really we are trying to just like learn how to handle all this technology at the same time. Okay. We've done this activity already now. I'd like you to think about this. How would you go about building your dream home. Okay, Marina is already in her dream home. Maybe you would want to tell us, how did you go about building your dream home? But for the rest of you who does not have a dream home yet, how would you go about building that? Can anybody share?
Michelle, do you want me to tell you how I went about getting my dream home? Is it?
Yeah, you can. You can tell us how did you build your dream home?
How did I build my? It's a lot of hard work, years of work, years of saving, years of dedication, years of dreaming. Yeah, years of dreaming, and to ensure that I realize that dream. And yeah, this is where I am today. And yeah, it's basically, you know, living your life lah, aiming for what you want at the end of the day, isn't it? To be have to leave. Can you have my great Stephanie? No need, no need. You stay here.
Yeah, Stephanie is saying that she needs to migrate.
Yeah, Stephanie.
Yeah, because Stephanie's home is pretty hard, yeah, to build
I know.
in Malaysia.
Yeah. Stephanie's home is a cottage, but we can build it here. You can build a cottage here as well. Yeah, but that's it, Michelle. It's realizing your dream. That's very important, and aim for it. Yeah.
So lots of hard work, yeah, that you have put in.
Dedication, passion, and staying calm. That's for sure. And just take it easy. And whenever you reach there, at whatever age, you realize your dream. That's about it for me. Yeah.
Right, cool.
I'm still dreaming though. I'm still dreaming, Michelle. I'm still dreaming though.
Dreaming for your next dream home.
No, not the next dream home, but I don't know. Still dreaming. Maybe join Stephanie. Holland.
Thank you, Marina, for giving us some wise words. Yeah. So the rest of you, how would you go about building your dream home? What do you think you need to do? So Marina shared that there's a lot of hard work that's in it. So what about the rest of you? Apart from hard work, what do you think is needed to build a dream home or your dream home? So like Stephanie is saying, she would need to migrate, okay? So in order for that migration to happen, what do you need to do? When are you going to decide when to migrate? When is the right time? Checking on your skills. Okay, cool, all right. Yeah, that's probably something that you might need to do. What about the rest of you? How would you go about, like some of you say that you like a place where it's in a remote area. Like how do you find that remote area? How do you decide on that piece of land where you're going to just stay forever? Johan said lots of money. Oh yeah. But then again, yeah. Sometimes I think like what Murina shared there, I don't think she said lots of money there. Did you have to spend lots and lots of money for your dream home, Murina?
Of course, I don't know. Actually, along the way, you spend a little bit here, a little bit there. Now, all the years of accumulation, I'm sure, it builds up to something. Yeah, it has to amount to something. Yeah, but yeah, but I just have to be smart and be thrifty and what to get and things like that. Yeah, over the years, if it's long term, then yeah, you definitely. If you ask me how much, I don't keep record. I'm very bad at that. But yeah, you need to spend. I mean, you know what I mean. And there's always planning, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it.
there must be some sort of investment, yeah.
Of course, definitely, you need to invest your time, your energy. Apart from your financial resources, you of course you need to do that. Even your mentally, you also need to invest, isn't it? In yeah.
Very
All-
true.
yeah.
Thank you, Marina. So somebody says yes, Marina is already loaded since young. Oh.
No, don't listen to Stephanie. Don't listen to Stephanie. She's the one. She's the one loaded, not me. She's the one.
Okay, then we have Tracy who said, say you have the finance first, then decide on the place and look for a land. Yeah, so saving and all these, like you have to plan how much to save, and kind of like you also make some kind of a planning on what kind of dream home that you're looking for and how much that will cost, and then how much you need to save, right? And of course, finally, then you need to look for the piece of land or the place that you want to put your house. Okay, right? Yeah, smart investments. Planning is important, yes. Planning and effort. All right, so I'd like you to keep what we have discussed there at the back of your mind as we go through the topic today on building an online course. Okay, what we have talked about here. And later on, we will go into how is this related? This first activity that I'm asking you to do, how is that related to what we are supposed to be doing today? Okay, so let's move on to the next slide. Why is it not moving? Okay. Right, so before we really begin, I'd like to just highlight the learning outcomes for the session today. At the end of this workshop, I hope that you'll be able to create a course structure for an online course, design appropriate engaging learning activities to complement the content that you have decided for your course, and also lastly to reflect so that you can refine the course content for continuous improvement. Okay, so these are the 3 things that you need to achieve by the end of today's session. Now, how are we going to go about achieving those 3? I have divided them into 3 sessions here. That is developing the blueprint, designing the learning activities, and then refining the content. We'll take a break at 10:45 for 15 minutes, and then we will continue again at 11. So we've kind of done the introduction already a little bit, and now we're going to move into developing the blueprint. Right, before we start doing that, I'd like to just clarify some ideas or definitions that some of you might have regarding a few terms here. An online course. What do you mean by an online course? In your opinion, how would you define an online course?
Sorry, Michelle, sorry to interrupt. I just need to run to the clinic just because I'm close contact. So just go and do my PCR and then I'll come back. Yeah,
okay,
sorry
sure.
about that. Yeah.
No problem.
Sorry about that. It's like the whole family is COVID. So yeah.
Yeah, no worries.
Yeah. Okay. I'll come back. The clinic is just around the corner.
Okay, take care. Yeah.
Okay.
Bye.
All right, bye.
Okay, so can anybody share? How would you define online course? When someone tells you that it's I'm doing an online course, what does it mean to you? All of you are not all. I mean, most of you here are academics. So, are you teaching an online course now? Would you define it that way? Anybody want to share? programs to be conducted online. So programs to be conducted online, you mean courses? Tracy says can be fully online or ODL. Okay, and Dr. Chia says learning through online platform. Okay, so Stephanie added, yeah, can be short courses. Knowledge and information delivered to the use of applications using the internet. Okay, right? Knowledge and information delivered. So would you consider YouTube, Google as an online course? YouTube, Google are online course. As a resource, yes. Okay, says yes. Just now I see as a supporting. Okay. Can be used to facilitate an online course. Okay, all right. So just now I noticed Lotisha says here synchronize, asynchronous. Okay. Right. So typically an online course is something that it's in a structure, okay, and it is carried out through the internet. All right. So by the term ODL, because somebody mentioned ODL just now, online distance learning need not necessarily be, open and distance learning, not online distance learning, ODL, need not necessarily be an online course. If you were to look at the history of ODL, those days ODLs were done using mail, where they have like notes, okay, reading materials, and also cassette tapes or videotapes that are put into an envelope and mailed to the students who are somewhere else at a distance. That used to be how ODL was run. Of course, with technology and everything now, ODL is sort of like, whenever people say ODL, people will think that it is online already. But then even at this point of time, not every single ODL is equivalent to an online course, because there are some ODLs where there is still a portion where it is not online, where it is on site, on the campus. They are still required to do certain part of the work, especially for programs that require practical elements. You still need to come on campus and complete that. So ODL does not equate to online, okay? So that's one thing I'd like to clarify. So basically, when we say online course, is any particular course, lessons that are structured in a way, okay? There is a frame around it, and it's conducted over the internet using the World Wide Web, okay? And most of the time, it is hosted on a platform. Such as like Open Learning, the one that we're using, okay? You have also others like Udemy, EDX, Coursera, FutureLearn. All these are platforms that host online courses. Okay? Yeah, I hope you are clear about what it means by online course. What we are currently doing throughout this whole pandemic, we have just converted our traditional courses and run it in an online manner. But it's not exactly an online course. It was just a response to the situation that we were facing, or we are still facing now, okay? And that's why if you look at some literatures, they do not equate what we did and still doing now as an online course. It is just called remote learning, remote teaching. Okay, because if you were to look at our M2A documents and everything, it is written as a traditional teaching method. We are not really an online teaching institution, unlike other universities. So online course, this term is actually quite broad. It covers like quite a lot of things inside, yeah. Okay, so now the next term I like you to see is MOOC and micro-credential. Any idea about this? MOOC and micro-credential? Have you heard of the term MOOC? Anybody knows what is MOOC? What does it stand for? Sure, you can quickly Google now. What is MOOC? Massive Open Online Course, that's right. Okay. So what is MOOC then now? And how is it different from micro-credential? You've heard of micro-credential before? Anyone heard of the term micro-credential? Yes. Okay, great. So how would you differentiate? Now we have online course, we have MOOC, and we have micro-credential. Are these all the same? Are they equivalent? Anyone? Or you're actually busy trying to Google online course versus MOOC versus micro-credential. Okay, it's good that you're Googling. I let you Google for 1 minute and then you come and tell me what is it. Because I like to see what you read and what you actually understand from what you see in this book. Okay, I see Johan will say something. He's saying in a nutshell. Okay, in a nutshell, what is that?
Hi, Michelle.
Hi.
Yeah, micro credentials are basically a platform where you can actually earn credits that builds up to how do I put this, the required credit hours for you to earn a subject. For example, if you have a 3 credit hours, you can actually do sections of it. For example, you earn a portion, 1 credit, then you build up and you add on and you add on until you complete the 3 whole credit hours for you to earn credits for that particular course or subject, something like that.
Okay, good. And how is micro-credential different from MOOC? Okay, Tracy says micro-credentials are mini qualifications that builds up the skills knowledge of a subject builds up of credits over the year. So Stephanie says MOOC is free. Okay, yes, MOOC is free. All right, so as what somebody has mentioned just now, MOOC is massive open online course. Yeah, so it's massive. When we say massive, means it is by thousands. That is massive, right? And MOOCs, yes, by default they are free. If you offer a course free, you do not call it a micro-credential. It cannot be a micro-credential. And if you're going to charge someone for a course that is run online and you want to call it a MOOC, no. MOOCs are free. And generally, MOOCs are like, say for example, if you are teaching economics, okay, in your current degree program, you have a course called economics 102 or 101 or something like that. And in this course, there are, say for example, you have 12 topics, okay? And there are 3 learning outcomes to this whole course. So when you put these whole 12 topics with that 3 learning outcomes online into a platform, okay, whether it is open learning, Udemy or whatever platform, right? Your learning materials are there, your video lectures are there, and whatever, everything is there. From topic 1 to topic 12, everything is there for anybody to access anytime without any prerequisite. That means to say that all the topics are open one shot. You don't expect or you don't require the students or the participants of your course to finish topic 1, then only topic 2 will open, finish topic 2, then only topic 3 will open. No, this doesn't happen in MOOC. In MOOC, one shot the students will see every single thing from topic 1 to topic 12. That is called a MOOC. And this is available free. Anyone from any part of the world can have access to it, okay? And it's offered by top universities as well. So there are many MOOCs available, many. And even within MOOCs itself, there are a bit of differences for some, okay? But generally, that's the idea of MOOC. However, you might also find that there are some MOOCs that comes with a bit of a cost. Now, this cost is when you want to get a certificate from it. So the course content is free. However, if you want to have a certificate, they might ask you to pay. Okay? And for that, you might need to complete some assessments or some additional assignments so that they can assess your skills before they give you the certificate. So generally, MOOCs are, the duration of a MOOC course is longer, okay? Like it could be 6 months, it could be even 1 year. So those are MOOCs. But when it comes to micro-credential, with the word micro there, it tells you that it is something small, okay? Nano or small. You might also see in some literature, they call it nano. It has to be small little blocks, or just now Tracy said mini, okay? Now for micro-credential, one big difference is micro-credentials usually is a paid course. All right, usually is a paid course. And usually micro-credentials are very specific. That is why they are very mini. And most of the time, micro-credentials are offered or are taken by people who feels that they are short of that particular knowledge or that particular skill. And that is why they take that particular course. So the duration of the course for a micro-credential can be even 1 hour, can be even less than an hour. It can be 2 weeks or 3 weeks, or sometimes 3 months. But usually it doesn't go too long until like 6 months or 1 year. And by that, micro-credentials are just now what Johan says, credit transferable and all, right? Yes, it is true for micro-credential, but it's also true for MOOC. There are some MOOCs which are also a student can gain credit from it, but that is provided if they pay for the certification. Then they might use that certificate and then try to gain entry to certain universities and get the credit transfer. But all these are depending on the institution's regulations and requirements. Whereas for micro-credential, okay, especially for what is happening in Malaysia, micro-credentials are stackables. So just now I was giving you an example of economics with 12 topics and 3 learning outcomes. A micro-credential is a smaller chunk of that economics, okay? So this economics course, which is 12 topics, you can cut it up into 3, you can cut it up into 6, you can cut it up into 12 also. Okay, cutting up into 3 so that you get 3 micro-credentials, cutting up into 6, you can get 6 micro-credentials, or cutting up into 12, where each topic equivalent to 1 micro-credential. And usually the term badges, okay, are used for micro-credentials. So you earn badges instead of certificates. Although there are some micro-credentials that use certificates, but a lot of it, they are earning badges. So you collect the badges and you stack up all these badges, right? To form the credits that is enough for one particular course. Like just now I said economics, let's say you break it into 3 micro-credentials. So you will have one example, if it's a 3 credit course, right? You will have 1 credit, 1 credit, 1 credit. So the student will need to take micro-credential 1 to gain 1 credit, micro-credential 2 to gain the 2nd credit, micro-credential 3 to gain the 3rd credit before being given the credit for the economics course that is tied to the program that the students want to study in the university. Okay? And by that, I must also say that micro-credentials are also industry relevant. So a lot of times micro-credentials are created because when our graduates go out to work and they feel that, oh, I seem to need this particular knowledge or this particular skill that I don't have. And now I am working already and I need it on my job. And so they will take a micro-credential course, like maybe for 20 hours, they learn. For example, so you are learning this, you are using this particular program, like maybe, I don't know, like those who are doing programming, maybe Python, you know, that you have not learned it before when you were in university. Now, in your job, you need to use Python. So you can just go and search for a micro-credential course, okay, and learn up Python, how to use Python, maybe in 20 hours, and you learn it, get the skill, and then you can apply it in your job. So micro-credentials are also very industry relevant, okay? The minimum they assign assessments and issues. Then is it right to say that you mean the moment they assign assessments and issue certificates is no longer moved by micro-credential? Is that what you are saying, Stephanie? So like I
Yeah.
said, yeah.
That's what I was checking. Is it right?
Okay. So like I said, most the content is free. Okay, most of the time it's free. But there are some, if you want a certificate, they will ask you to pay, but it's still considered a MOOC. Because it is MOOC, right? They are, like I said just now for economics, if there are 12 topics, right? That MOOC will be like 12 topics all there. It's very huge compared to a micro-credential. A micro-credential will probably have like 2 topics or 3 topics, that's it. It's very specific, okay? It doesn't mean to say that the moment that they assign assessment and issue certificate, it is not a MOOC. It can still be a MOOC. But one thing that we must notice, note that is MOOC, right, usually have very little interaction between the facilitator or the teacher and the students, because this MOOC is just open. It can be no start end date. Okay, there are some MOOCs which have got no start end date. Of course, there are some MOOCs which with some kind of start end date, but the start end date is usually quite long. So because of the nature of this, right, it is like there is no personal attention given you, personal coaching, nothing. Okay, as compared to a micro-credential. A micro-credential, there is a facilitator who will be there checking in and answering questions more often than a MOOC. Okay, right? What do you mean by DIY, Stephanie?
So just now you mentioned there's no interaction now. So basically you are on your own. Students, you just go in and do and listen to whatever and all that. So that's DIY lah. That's what I meant.
Yeah. Sort of like that lah. Actually, micro-credential is also self-paced learning. MOOC is also self-paced learning. So both micro-credential and MOOCs, they are also self-paced learning. It's just that because MOOC, right, like I said just now, when you say MOOC is massive, massive means it's like 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 people inside the course. So you wouldn't be expecting that kind of personal attention or interaction so much with the professor or the teacher as compared to micro-credential. Yeah, because like I said, micro-credential, generally they are paid course, but there are micro-credentials which are free also. Okay, but generally micro-credentials, you got to pay before you can see what's inside. But MOOC, you no need to pay anything. Everything is there for you to see already. Okay? Yeah, the key is massive. That's right. That's right, Stephanie. Yeah? Okay, so I hope with this, yeah, you have the idea more clearly now. What does it mean by online course? What does it mean by MOOC? What does it mean by micro-credential? Because a lot of times people actually get confused with this. And you may be creating a micro-credential, but you think that is a MOOC. Or you may be creating a MOOC, but you think that is a micro-credential. Right? So now, having understood these concepts here now, like I said to you, MOOC versus micro-credential. Which one do you think is more beneficial for you and for the institution to create? Micro-credentials. Everybody says micro-credentials. Oh, I'm glad that you all say that micro-credentials, yeah, because of the money. I think that is sort of like one of the motivating factors, yeah. Okay. So there are benefits of doing MOOCs and there are benefits of micro-credentials. Okay, there are, I would say, if you are targeting different groups of people, you have different objectives in mind. But I like to focus today on micro-credential, because if you can do a micro-credential, MOOC is not a problem at all. Because MOOC is practically just taking your course, throwing everything online, put in some lecture videos and some activities, and that's it. Is that sort of like that lah, huh? Okay? But micro-credential is more challenging because, like I said, it needs to be very specific. Okay? Because these learners who are taking your courses, they have something in mind already. They are looking for something that is specific, that is particular, and they just want to come to your course, get it, and go. So you cannot be doing, don't know, whatever nonsense, and in the end, the student come, you tell them they will get A, but in the end, they go into your course, they get B. Then that's when it will be bad, because they will leave bad reviews for the course, and therefore that's it, that's the end. Okay, so it's very important when you do micro-credential, you know where you're heading, you know what you're doing. Yeah, okay, cool. So at least now everybody understands what is micro-credential. We shall move on to building your ideas. I am very sure that you have lots of ideas for what you can build for your course. Wait a minute, yeah. Right? Right. So we are talking about building, yeah, and coming from our previous owner, still part owner now, Paramount, in terms of construction, we should understand some basics of building construction. Today we are going to focus on building something. So how is this building thing, how does this building thing work? Okay, let's compare it to construction building. So the first thing when we talk about starting, building or construction is planning and site inspection. Take note of this because I want you to see how does it relate to what we are doing today. The next part of it will be the substructure construction. This is where you will be laying the foundation, okay? The foundation for your building. The next one is the superstructure construction, which will be your walls, the interior, okay, the stairs, including the painting and also the landscaping of your building. And lastly, it ends with the punch list. And we shall find out afterwards, what does it mean by punch list? Now, knowing all these 4 steps in construction, how does that apply to our course building? So the first thing when we talk about building an online course is planning and site inspection. Now, I'd like you to try to recall what we talked about earlier about building your dream home. You mentioned about planning just now as one of the important things that you need to do when you want to start building your dream home. Similarly, for an online course, you need to do your planning. You need to have some site inspection. So one of you said that finding a piece of land. Okay, so that is site inspection. Looking for that piece of land and deciding whether that piece of land is suitable for you or not. Many of you said that you want to have your own vegetable farm, your own organic farm, your garden patch where you're going to grow wonderful vegetables for your kitchen, right? So when you are finding a place for your dream home, I am very sure that one of the things that you'll be looking at is the land. Does it have good soil for planting? Because you aim to have your own vegetable farm. If the soil on that particular land that you wish to build your dream home is probably too acidic for any good thing to grow, you might need to reconsider whether you want to build your dream home there. Am I right? Okay, so that is actually site inspection. So planning is about creating the blueprint, having an idea where you want to go. So some of you talk about financial background, saving, how much money, this and that, you know. It also includes understanding how big you want your house to be, single story, double story, triple story, quadruple story, or whatever. Johan says he wants an island kitchen, like, you know, how do you plan this? All these are in the blueprint, okay? So site inspection here is understanding, like I said, the land where you're going to use to build your dream home. So we are all aware that all of us here, yeah, including my Penang colleagues, okay, we are using open learning. Therefore, our micro-credential courses will also be hosted on open learning. In time to come, micro-credential courses will be in another hub, okay? The current one that you're using is for our internal students, yeah? But we have built another hub, another place where we are going to house all these micro-credentials. Okay, so in time to come, all the micro-credentials that you create will be in that particular hub, and that hub will be open to the public. The current one that we're using is only for our students, the internal students. All right, so we are well aware that open learning will be the platform. That will be our site. So you need to understand what are the capabilities, okay, of the features inside open learning. What kind of other apps can be used inside open learning to supplement or to enhance the learning material that you have there? What do you have in open learning? What can open learning do? Can anybody answer? You can type in the chat. What can you do in open learning? Apart from putting your notes there, you're uploading notes. What else can you do? Create groups and assign work. Okay, Bridget. Good. Activities and quizzes. Thank you, Johan. Okay. Anything else? Anything else apart from these two? No? No more? Can you do assessments? So remember, the thing about micro-credential is we want to give them a badge. So they must be some kind of manner that we can assess whether they have achieved the learning outcomes or not. So there must be a method that we can use to assess. Yeah. So assessment is an important thing that we need to take note in micro-credentials. Can we do assessments in open learning? Any idea? No idea? Answer is yes and no. To a certain extent, we can do assessments. Yeah, to a certain extent, we can do assessments. Okay, Tracy, give us a long list here. Upload videos, recordings, insert assessment links, assessment surveys, lesson plans, materials. Okay, Aishwarya, MCQs, matching, very good. Okay, those are the different types of activities that you can do with your students. Yeah. Get back to it. Okay, so these are some of the things that can work in open learning. Okay, some of open learning's capabilities. You can do quizzes like MCQs and matchings, right? Short answers, fill in the blanks kind of thing. You can put your assignments in. You can do discussions and forums with the students. You can do some grading. Okay. There is an ability for you to arrange your pages accordingly. And of course, assessments are available to a certain extent. And that's something that you should all also be aware of. Like I said, for micro-credentials, because you are going to give badges, you need to actually have some way to assess the student's skills. Okay, right. The second one is on substructure construction. So like I said just now, substructure construction means it's about laying the foundation. So as we all know, when it comes to online courses, especially for micro-credentials, videos is the fundamental thing. Okay, you need to have videos in your content, right? Because if you don't have videos, if you just put notes after notes, PDF after PDF and whatever, then it becomes just like any other thing that people can just go online and just try to search. Okay, there is no engagement at all with the learners. So it's important to have videos in your micro-credential course. Okay, the videos must be your foundation. Okay, now by that, I do not mean to say taking YouTube videos, because remember, we said just now, for micro-credentials, we are going to charge our participants, right? So if you are charging your participants, and if your videos all come from YouTube, what do you think? If you are the learner who paid 300 ringgit for the micro-credential course, and when you open it, all the videos are taken from YouTube. How would you feel? Does it justify the 300 ringgit? Okay, and would the learners know who am I learning from? Apart from knowing that in UOW Malaysia KU, but who is it that is teaching me? Who's the facilitator? So by that I mean creating engaging videos. Yeah, it's about you as the subject expert creating the videos. Okay. Yes, I'm aware, Stephanie, that now all of you use YouTube video. Many of us use YouTube video, myself included. Okay. Yeah, so, but then when we talk about micro-credential courses, like I said, it's about charging the participants for the content when they open it. And it's about also showcasing your ability as a subject expert. Why should they pay 300 ringgit for your course when all you do is get videos from YouTube and put into the course? Okay, so that is why that's not the right thing to do. If you are doing that, then you are not doing micro-credential, okay? Because when we talk about micro-credential, people sign up for the course, people want to learn from you because you are the subject expert. That's why they are coming to you. Yeah? There are some questions here. Let me just look at it first. See. Okay, now you use YouTube videos, right? Then to create professional quality content, would it not require additional cost? Okay, on creating engaging videos, right? I will be doing another session on creating engaging videos, right? And that session will be next week. And it's going to be a one-day session next Friday. I hope you have also signed up for it. So I'm going to talk about how to create professional looking quality content, all right? Which does require cost, yes, no doubt. Because whenever you try to create something, remember going back to us using our dream home, do you need some form of investment? Investment is not only in terms of monetary investment, time and effort is also an investment. So I'm not going to lie to you and I'm not going to sugarcoat to you. Yes, there is a portion of time and effort and money that will probably be included as the cost of creating engaging videos. Okay, because it all goes back to why you are charging people for micro-credential course. That is why people are paying you the 300 ringgit. 300 is just rough quotation. Yeah, some courses can go up to 1,000, some can be just 50 ringgit, you know, depending on what you're doing. Yeah, okay, but I'm just quoting it as a figure, as an example. So why people would be paying you that amount of money is because it's to cover all these things that you are doing. Okay, yeah, so pre-recording of presenter video. Yes, Dr. Tan, that's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to pre-record your video, yourself talking about the topic. Okay, always go back to this principle. Why people pay for your course is because people want to come and learn from you. Why you? Because you are the expert. They want to hear you talk. You understand? They want to hear you talk. So that is why people are coming to your course. So that is why it's important when we talk about creating engaging videos, you as the subject expert, your beautiful face needs to be in the video. Yeah, I do know and I'm aware that many of our colleagues are creating videos as in just the screen and then their voice over. Yes, if you were to take participate in many other micro-credentials, there are also micro-credentials like that where it's just a screen sharing and the instructor would just talk over the screen and you don't see the instructor at all. That can happen as well, but I wouldn't encourage that for every single video, okay? Let's say if you are teaching something like, programming and you need to screen share to sort of like show them the program and all, and that's why you need to do the voiceover. Maybe, yes, but if you're explaining some concept and all, yourself, you need to be in the video. Okay, you need to be showing your face. There are a lot of technologies use around, even like just now I said, if you're doing the computer, programming and you want to show them how to type in the code and all, there are many softwares or many techniques that you can use to actually make yourself appear and the screen behind you is what you are typing. All these things can happen actually without extra cost. Okay, there are many free apps available that we can all use to create such videos. And I'll be sharing more with you on this, because in terms of creating videos, it's actually a huge topic, that something that I could probably talk for a week. Okay, because there is really a lot of things in this. So but we have to be careful with YouTube videos, not all are relevant. Yes, that's right, Tracy, you're right about it. So you see, if you use YouTube videos into your micro-credential and you are asking people to pay you the money and you are not paying the rights to the owner of the YouTube video, then you may be sued somewhere along, yeah, the line. Yeah. Johan, you said manpower, videographers. I will show you that, Johan. I hope that you will attend my session next week, okay? You do not really need a professional team to create videos like that, okay? Not all the time, not all the time. For certain videos, maybe yes. I'd like to also highlight that we need to remember that what we are doing when we are talking about creating engaging videos for micro-credentials, it is about creating instructional videos, creating teaching videos. We are not creating Hollywood movies, okay? We are not creating Hollywood movies. So it doesn't need to be super high-end quality. It has to be at a quality that is acceptable with good content, because people come to you for the content. Of course, it has to be of a good quality so that people would be also interested to watch. Okay, all right. We'll talk about this more in our next session. Next Friday, I hope you all will join me on creating engaging video. It's going to be a one-day session from 9 to 5. Okay, so that is the substructure. So I hope you understand that when we talk about micro-credentials, you cannot run away from creating videos, yeah? You cannot be just thinking about putting PowerPoints and putting some quizzes there and then that's a micro-credential course. No, there must be videos in it, okay? Then, when we have that already, talk about the superstructure construction now. That will be like I said just now earlier, right? Your inside, your interior, yeah, your staircase and your grill, your window, how you want to put and everything. That will be your learning activities. What should students do after watching your videos? That is also very important. You cannot be just putting videos, video after video after video after video, and then what? What am I supposed to do as a learner? So I watched it. So how do I know whether I understand or not? How do I know whether I can apply what you tell me or not? So the learning activities are really important. Okay, we'll talk a little bit about learning activities today. But then, like I said, all this, right, takes a lot of time. Learning activities, there are like, I don't know, infinity. Okay, really infinity. Because it really depends on the course that you are doing. Yeah, okay. And lastly, we will look at the punch list, which is sort of like your checklist, where you are looking through to see that you have done whatever that you need to do and to refine the content. Okay, whatever things that are not working properly, and you check and to make sure that it works properly. Okay, so now when we talk about developing blueprint, Okay, we are going to look at course learning outcomes. Okay, that's very important. Assessment components. Remember, I said this now for micro credentials, there will be badges and all. You need to think about your assessments and your course duration. So at the point of doing your blueprint, the very first thing is to think about these three things. What are your learning outcomes? How are you going to assess your students' achievement of these outcomes? And how long is your course? How long are you going to take to make sure that the learners can learn and then be tested and they achieve the outcomes? Okay, so that's the very start of the development of blueprint. And of course, later on, I will share with you the blueprint template. Yeah, there are many things in the blueprint. Okay, but before we go too far, these are the three things that I'd like you to think about, because these three will be your guiding stars. Yeah, that ensure that you go towards the path that you want to take or you plan. Okay, so page. Oh yeah, correct. Okay, so now I'd like you to look at this course. This course was done by myself and my team members. This is a course that we created from one of our English courses. Okay. At the moment, we have two common English courses for diploma and for degree. So this particular course is from one of the common English courses that we are delivering. Yeah, and this particular course is only 1/3 of that one common English course that is called oral communication. This is only 1/3 of that oral communication. Okay, and then we have another 2 more micro credentials that makes up the other 2/3. So in time to come, when students take this micro credential and then subsequently the other 2, and of course if they pass all the assessments and all and they get their badges and certs, they will be able to get a credit. And that means to say that when they join the program, which has got this particular oral communication course, and they can show that they have fulfilled this through our micro credential courses, then they can be given credit transfer. Okay, so just to share with you, this particular course is one of our first micro credential courses created by the Department of Languages. We have done last year, we have completed 5 micro credentials, and this particular one was selected and listed as an open credit. Okay, you can see at the bottom here that it exists this open credit word here. So what does it mean by open credit? Open credit is a term that is used by open learning, where it is listed in a special marketplace for open credits. Okay, and courses which are given this open credit is a course that is said to meet the benchmarks. So we are, I would say I was very thankful and really glad that when open learning actually approached us regarding putting our courses online and so on in micro credentials and into their marketplace. And then I said, oh, we are doing something already like this, and then I have this course, and then they said, oh, come, show me the course and let's see, whether you can meet our criteria or not. So at the first submission, we have already met all the criteria as an open credit, which means to say that it has met all the benchmark of what a micro credential should be. And with a little bit of feedback from them to just tweak a little bit and to make it better, we were listed as an open credit course already. So this course, you can actually find it in Open Learning under Open Credit. Yeah. So why would we want to list our course in Open Credit? Is because if your course is listed in Open Credit, it gives the future learners, okay, imagine if I'm a learner and I'm interested to take some courses. There are so many micro credentials around. Yeah. You don't know whether you should do this or you should do that or which one should you do, right? So if a learner goes into Open Credit, they will know that Open Credit courses are courses which are guaranteed with quality, okay, and guaranteed to give them certain credit when they complete it for a certain program to a certain university. Okay, so that is why it is good to have your courses listed in Open Credit, because it will give your future learners some kind of assurance and sign up for your course. I just like to let you know that this particular course is currently offered as a free course. Okay, students only need to pay a very minimal fee. Let's say if they want to be certified, that means to get the badge, or rather, in other words, to gain the credit for it. Yeah. The reason why we have done it in this way is because this particular course was meant to be a sort of like a teaser, an introduction to the public, because we are new players in micro credentials. Okay, so that's why this course is sort of like put out as a free course, because we wanted people to just know us, to see us. That's why it's offered as a free course. Okay, so I'd like you to join this course. You can use the QR code there. If not, I will give you the link here. So you can just like join because there's no payment needed. Yeah. So I'd like you to join the course so that you have a look at what it actually is, what I mean by an Open Credit course. I'm trying to open up the course here. Are you able to join the course? Are you able to join the course? Yes, Stephanie, we have already highlighted that to them. So I'm not sure why is it still there. I will remind them again about this. Thanks for highlighting it. Okay, right. So so try to log in and then you'll be able to see the content of the course. So I like you to have a look at the content of the course, go through it, yeah. Then we will come back in 15 minutes time and we will talk about the structure. Okay? All right. The structure, like now you're looking at the product. What you're seeing is the product in Open Learning. So our target today is to create the structure. Yeah. So I'd like you to see the product first. Then after that, I will show you the structure, how we came to creating the thing that you see there. You can use your KDU, the one that you usually use to log into Open Learning. You can just use that particular login, and you'll be able to go into the course. Can't sign up if you use KDU email. Huh? How come? I have my colleagues also sign up using KDU email. You mean the same email that you use for? It says Okay, why don't Stephanie, can you give me your email? I can try to add you as a link. Aishwarya say can join, okay? All right, okay, Stephanie, I'll try to add you, yeah. Okay, the rest of you can join. If you cannot join, then you let me know. I will try to add you. Okay, Stephanie, I've sent you an email and I wrote you already. Did you get it? Okay, the rest of you can join the course. Not yet. Can you just wait for a while? Maybe it's my connection here because I'm using the Wi-Fi. I don't have a cable here. Okay, the rest of you all can join. So do look through the course during the break time, and I'll come back to you at 11 o'clock, okay? Then we will continue from there. I typed the email this time, it says email. Okay, why don't you try and just log into your open learning assembly? Just straight away log into your open learning. Maybe the prompt will come out already straight away. Tracy, okay? Good.
Sorry, Michelle, you want me to log into my open learning?
Yeah. You try and log into your open learning straight away.
Yeah, I'm in my open learning now.
Okay. Do you see any like you are invited to the course or anything?
Oh, am I supposed to look for something, is it?
If
Oh,
you
discussion and yeah, I saw it. Yeah, I can see in my open learning now.
okay, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, go
Hello.
break, okay? Hello, welcome back. Are you ready to start again? Okay, good. So have you had a look at the course, the discussions at work made easy? Right, so you can see that there are many videos inside, and there are also many notes, learning materials, and activities that students are required to complete. So just now we were talking a little bit about videos and having the professional team to make the videos. Just for your information, all the videos that are inside this particular course were all created by the lecturers at home. Okay, when we were creating this course, it was during the lockdown. So all these videos were created at home, were edited by the lecturers. So there was no professional team involved, although we did use certain equipment for some of us, not all. I would say generally, almost all were using very basic normal room lighting, okay, or the basic selfie ring light, laptop to record, or the phone to record the video. Yeah, and the slides that you see that are used in the recording, there are either PowerPoint or, I think if I'm not wrong, some are from Canva. So all the videos are done without a professional team, and the lecturers were also not professionally trained. They were trained by me, and I have to honestly tell you, I am also not a professionally trained person to do video recording. I was just learning through trial and error, through readings, through talking to people. Most of the time it's online with the Google and trying it out on my own and see what works and what does not work or do not work. And that's how we came up with the content for the course. So like I said, this is only one of the 5 that we did. We still have 4 more micro-credentials, and we are still creating more micro-credentials this year. So I just want to share that with you because I want you to know that it is possible for you to do it, okay? It is possible. Like we talked about our dream home just now, you need time, you need effort, okay? It is not impossible. You can get there. Like anything that we learn new, of course, at the beginning, it's difficult, you will feel, it's tedious, but once you get a hang of it, you'll be fine. You can talk to any one of my lecturers in my team. They can share with you their experience also. And they will tell you, yes, it was difficult at the beginning, but they have learned a lot of things throughout that journey, which they now can use that skill and that knowledge to polish up the courses that they are offering for their own diploma and degree programs. Yeah, so step by step, you will get there. And that is why I'm here today to help you take the first step and to also give you the confidence to go that way. Okay, so are you excited and ready to begin creating your own one? Yes? So your task of the day is to create one micro-credential from one of your existing courses. Yeah, whatever courses that you're teaching. Focus only on one or two existing course learning outcomes. So imagine if you have a course right now, like I said just now, Economics 101. It's a 12-topic course, and usually you teach it over 12 weeks, okay? And there are 3 learning outcomes. Focus on only 1 or 2 of that learning outcomes. My suggestion is if it's only 3, focus on only 1. From that 1, you will create 1 micro-credential course. Okay, now don't worry, you will find that how am I supposed to teach a course like that? I've been teaching it like 12 topics, 12 weeks to deliver everything, now how to cut it. Okay, step by step, right? There is a template here I have put in my folder. Okay, you can go to the link there. I have also given you the structure that we use to create that particular course that you see. The discussions at work made easy. Okay, so just now you have seen the product. Now you are going to see how we actually build that course. Okay, I put the link in the chat there so you can go there. Yeah, I will open up first Before I send you away to do your own, I just want to run through with you our outline, just to explain to you a little bit, yeah, on what we need to focus on. All right. So this one that you see right in front of you is the blueprint. Okay, now this document is a living document. It's a very important living document. By the word living, I mean to say that as you go along as you are creating the content, you will find that you need to change certain things inside. It's normal, okay? If it's possible, I would always suggest that you work in teams, okay, with a group of 2 or 3 people from the same subject area. You can also cross department if you want to, yeah. But I'm not too sure whether you are from which department or how it is here for today's session. But this is just sort of like to get you started only. But so don't have to worry too much about getting into groups of what. But in time to come, maybe after you have this so-called skeleton already, you might want to bring it back to your department or your school, and then try to talk to your team members and see whether if anybody would like to be in your team to create. I think that it's better to work in teams, in groups, rather than to be alone. I'm not saying that you cannot do it alone. You can do it alone. But the reason why I feel that it is better to be in a team is because sometimes you need other people to see things from different perspectives. Okay? Because when you are delivering the course, you are only seeing it this way. But somebody else might see it differently from you. So you need to get that kind of feedback. Okay? You need to get that kind of feedback as you are developing the course. You cannot wait until the end of the course when you finish, then only you launch it to your learners, and then after that, the learners cannot seem to follow your course because they cannot see what you're trying, they don't understand the organization or the flow of it. So that is why it's good to work in a team. At least you get a few people working together, giving different perspectives. Yeah, and it's also good because when you work in a team, you get that kind of moral support to be together. But I also must tell you honestly that, yes, I understand working in a team, sometimes you get conflicts and so on. But that's a normal thing, okay? Conflicts and all these things it's actually a good thing to have disagreements and all, because that will help us to see things and view things from a different perspective and understand why this person is disagreeing. sometimes it could be good to just step back and look from another perspective. That person could be right. Okay, rather than to have your course published to the public and then only you get such feedback, then it will be like, you know, so much effort that you have put in. So it's better to have that kind of thing fresh out with a team of people who are in the same field as you and can help you to move things along. Okay, so with my team, we work very closely together. In fact, at the same time, I actually had like a few teams working together. I mean, simultaneously. I divided the lecturers into three different teams. Okay, so each one of them were working on one micro-credential, and I am in each of the team to ensure that, you know, things are working along well. All right, so we meet every fortnightly to discuss, to talk about what we want to do, and also to check on each other's progress as we are working on our slides, on our activities, and also on our recordings. So in terms of like doing the video recording and all, before we actually start recording the videos, we need to produce the slides. So even the slides, we go through a round of discussion, help each other to check for any typo, even go to the extent of looking at the color, the font, whether as a learner, when you look at it, how does it feel, you know, is it closely related to the theme that we are trying to project, those kind of things. So we have that kind of session before we do the recording, because we don't want a person to go and record and then after that find that, there's a typo on that slide. Oh my God, have to report again. So then will be wasted time and effort. So we check through everything, make sure there's no typo, make sure everything is okay. Then only whoever who is assigned to do the recording will do that part of the recording. And after doing the recording, we will also screen and make sure that everything is okay before we launch it to the public. So that's why I say it's better to work in a team rather than to be alone. At least then you get people to kind of like, you know, do all these things and help you to do the checking as well. Okay, right? So you will need to think about your course title. So your course title will be very specific, okay, very specific to what you are teaching in this particular course. Now, I'd like you to straight away look at the course learning outcomes first. Remember just now when I talk about the blueprint, three things, course learning outcomes. Remember, second one is assessments, and the third one is the duration. So I want you to start thinking about the course learning outcomes first. So when you get your template afterwards, just ignore the first two, go straight to the course learning outcomes, then the assessment components, and then the duration. Okay, so you see here, what I've highlighted in green here, this is actually the course that I mentioned to you just now, the Common English course for diploma and degree program called Oral Communication. So the CLO for this particular course, CLO1, is communicate effectively by contributing meaningfully to a discussion. So this is only one CLO from oral communication. There are 3 CLOs inside this course, this 1033 course. Now for this micro-credential, we are only looking at one CLO, which is this one. Okay, this is the existing course CLO. Now, based on this existing course CLO, you need to create the CLO for this micro-credential. This particular micro-credential. This particular micro-credential called Discussions at Work Made Easy. So these are the 3 learning outcomes for this micro-credential. 1, present information in a clear and succinct manner. 2, use functional expressions to navigate the discussion. 3, make a group discussion by negotiating differing perspectives. So these 3 CLOs will support that existing course communicate effectively by contributing meaningfully to a discussion. Now, another way to see it is, you know about program learning outcomes, you know about course learning outcomes. Something smaller than course learning outcome is called, what do you call it? We have program learning outcomes. Under program, we have many courses. So we have course learning outcomes. And inside each course, we have 3 or 4 learning outcomes, right? But smaller than that, what do we call that? Anybody? What is the one smaller than course learning outcomes? Lesson outcomes, that's right. Very good, Stephanie. Yes, Marina, SLO, yeah. So it's the session learning outcomes or the lesson learning outcomes. Good job. All right. So you can see it as these 3 here, yeah, in your micro credential. They are sort of like your session learning outcome or your lesson learning outcome. Okay, so your micro credential is just only a lesson or 2 lessons or 3 lessons of your actual course. Are you all clear about it? Okay. Yes. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Good. Stop me if you need me to clarify again. Yeah, it's okay. Right. Okay. So in this template, in this course structure here, you also see that I have some hashtags here. Okay. This is I'm not sure how familiar are you with open learning. In open learning, they use tags, outcome tags. Do you all know why there is this tag? Do we need to use the Bloom work? Yes, Tracy, ideally you should be using the Bloom work. Okay, it can be the psychomotor, it can be the affective, or it can be the cognitive one. Yeah, whenever we write learning outcomes, do use the action verbs. Okay, are you all aware of this text here that you see in red? These are actually tags which are used in open learning. There is a reason for using the tags. Do you know what is it for? No, okay. No, all right, cool. Never mind that. Okay, I'm telling you because in time to come, when you create it, you don't have to do the tags now, but I just want you to be aware of it because when you want to create your micro-credential later on, you won't need to have this kind of tags because these tags here will be related to your assessments. These assessments here, assessment components. Okay, assessment components and also your learning activities. So how it works in open learning is like when you want to set up your assessment structure, right? You need to tag your pages, tag your activities. Which one is it going into which assessment and which is it trying to measure, which CLO? So that's why you need the tag. So I'm just explaining it to you. You don't have to do it right now. You can do it at the end when everything is completed, then you put in the tag also can, no problem. But I'm explaining it to you because at the second, third, fourth page later on, you will see all this tag, all this tag everywhere. So I'm just like, clarifying so that you understand why is it that there is this tag, why do we put the tag in? Okay, it's related to the assessments. Okay, so now I'm going to move to the assessment components now. Okay, so in terms of the assessment component, let's say, okay, this particular course that you're trying to create, this micro-credential course, is with the aim of later on, yeah, allowing students to gain credit Okay, and eventually the credit can be transferred to their program. You have to ensure that your assessment components here has got the same assessment as in the one that you do in your existing course. Okay, has to have the similar type, or I would say similar type, has to be able to measure this thing here. This one. Okay, because that's only how you can say that, oh, this student has the skill and has met the learning outcome and can be given the credit. So that is why it's important that you know very well what is the course learning outcome that you're doing, because that would lead to your assessment. And your assessment has to be related to the course learning outcome, which should also go back to your original profile document, so that we are guarded, we are safe. If MQA come and check, why we give credit, everything matches correctly. Okay, now with that said, yeah, if you look at the assessment components here, you will see that I have, okay, inside this micro credential, remember just now I said we also have 3 course learning outcomes. So for each of these course learning outcomes, there should be also an assessment for it. What is the assessment? It depends on the course learning outcome. It depends on the nature of the course also. Okay, now for this one, we have assessment 1, which is 30% for CLO1. Then we have assessment 2, which is 15% for CLO2. But in the final assessment, this assessment 3, which is similar to the one that is in the actual diploma degree program. And this one is test CLO2 and CLO3 in this particular micro-credential. And that is 40% in part A and 15% in part B. Okay, all right. Now, similarly, like what I mentioned just now, if your course is supposed to be a credit transfer kind of thing, okay, you're doing it for that purpose, yeah, make sure that your duration, okay, it has to be aligned to the credits that you're giving. So, like I told you just now, for oral communication, we have 3 course learning outcomes, and we are dividing this into 3 micro credentials. Okay, so technically, this particular course is 120 hours. So when we divide 120 into these 3 course learning outcomes, we have 40 hours per course learning outcome. Okay, and so for that, we have put down for the duration of this particular micro credential as 40 hours. Okay, now this 40 hours is the independent and the guided one also, yeah. Guided learning, guided time, and also their independent learning time. Okay. So far, are you all right? Yeah. All right. So later on, I want you to focus on course learning outcomes, assessment components, and then the duration. Okay. Now, wait, I cannot review. What happened? I think it's my connection here. Okay. So when you scroll down, you will see now the table for every single part that is inside the course. So all these are the pages that you see in open learning, the product that you see just now. Okay, so we have the first column, which is the page in OL, right? So if you look at the course in OL, you will have the home there. And what is inside this home? We have the introduction, we have the course overview, and also the ice-breaking activity. Okay, so here we do put down what kind of video we want to do. Now, there are many types of videos. It can be, like I said just now, the video that you see mostly in our course is with the talking head, as in the lecturer's face is there and then the slide is at the side. Okay, so generally we use that because that is the, I would say, the easiest type of video to make. And of course, there are also other types of video where there is the animation type, okay, which to some people it's easy, to some people it's not, because it requires some kind of knowledge on design and also animation. Yeah, so for this one, our focus was mostly on just the talking head and the slides. And we also put down the video length. The reason why we put down everything in detail is so that, remember what we talked about, the duration, okay? We have to ensure that all these will tally up to the duration that we are suggesting for the course. Also, one of the other reasons that we are putting the video line there is to ensure that our videos are mostly 3 or less than 3 minutes. Okay, as you scroll down, you will see our videos are all very short. And that is actually the style for micro-credentials and actually whatever other online courses. The videos are not supposed to be long, it's supposed to be short, okay? That's why it's called micro-credential. Micro is supposed to be bite-sized. Everything should be bite-sized, small, small, small. It should be very short video, activity, short video, activity, short video, activity. It cannot be long, long videos, because if the videos are too long, as research has shown, more than 3 minutes, somewhere else already. Okay, 5 minutes, nobody will want to watch anymore. So try to keep your videos below 3 minutes. Yeah. So then you have the talking point or the key concept or the description of the activities that you want to put. So in this blueprint, it is written there very clearly what we are doing in this particular thing. Okay, in this particular introduction, what are we doing? Okay, in this particular activity, what are we doing? What's the question? Right? The reason why we do all these things is so that this is very clear to everybody. Okay, this is how we're going to do it, because like I said, we are working in a team. So we know what each other is doing, right? And then after that, there is the content creator, which is it is by initial of whoever in the team. And we do have a remarks there, but now all you see here in this final copy is just done. But previously, as we were working on the project, there were remarks as in pending, need to check this, slide number 2, error, you know, that kind of remarks there at the back. So once it's completed, checking everything, done, that means it's good to go, then it will be done. So what you see now is all done. So you guys had 13 or more videos for this MC. Okay, Stephanie, like I mentioned just now, in terms of the learning time, 40 hours, right? It doesn't mean it's just video, it's also the activities. Okay, not just the watching the video only. The 40 hours is the guided learning time and the independent learning time. The independent learning time is also the time where students take to think about example. Okay, if I ask them to write an essay, so the time for the student to sit down to think about how to write the essay, you know, plan, all these are also taken into account. What's the ratio? What ratio for? Ratio for video? Yes, you follow the COPPA one. I mean, we follow the COPPA independent time ratio. We follow back the same thing. Okay, right. Same. So like I mentioned just now, you see the tagging here. These are the tagging here. So there is a reason for tagging it, because it relates to the what you call the assessment just now, like I mentioned. Yeah. Okay. So as we go along, you can just like look at one and then compare it to the actual product in open learning, and you see how it matches to the things that Okay, all right. Any questions on this? This is just for your reference. Any questions on that? Okay, yeah. Right. So now, is the quiz part of assessment. It depends. Okay, if you see here, you see here this one, assessment 1. This will be graded. Okay, but if you look at this is not graded. Remember we say about this part here, what is graded is only this. These are the ones which are graded. Yes, those are others are just checkpoint. Okay, all right. Okay. Okay. So now I'd like you to go to this template. You can download the template, yeah. Please don't write into this one because everybody will be using the form, yeah. Don't write into this one. Please download the template. Okay, please download the template. And then for now, you only need to do the course learning outcomes, the assessment components, and the duration. Just this is not like today you write this, you must do it like this already. Okay, this is just a very preliminary thinking about what you can do as a micro credential course. Okay. After today, you go back, you take a shower, then you think, maybe I don't want to do this, also okay, all right? But I just want you to start thinking about a course. Any courses at all, even if you decide that you want to do a micro-credential course, but you don't want the course to be based on any of the diploma, degree, or postgrad courses that you are teaching, which means to say it's a stand-alone micro-credential. Okay, that means it doesn't give any credit transfer to any. Also can, no problem. We also have that. I also have a course like that. Okay, which is English for nursing. It's only like I think 20 hours. I think if I'm not wrong, I think it's 10 or 20 hours. I can't remember. Okay, where it doesn't go into any of the diploma degree programs. All right, you can also do that, a stand-alone micro credential. Yeah, okay. Any questions? No questions? Okay, so I'll give you 10 minutes. Yeah, I'll give you 10 minutes to think about your course learning outcomes, your assessments, okay? For each of the course learning outcome, what kind of assessment you're going to give, okay? And then the duration. I give you 10 minutes to think about it. Now, if you have completed these 3 things within the 10 minutes, you can also start to think about the course title, okay? Your course title should be something catchy, yeah, not too long, and you can also write your course description, okay? Right, Johan, you have a question? I see you raise your hand.
Yes, Michelle, I do have a question.
Yeah.
So I just want to pick your brain on a couple of things. One, coming from the culinary school, where almost 80 up to 90% of the courses are practical based. Yeah. So most of the CLOs are all hands-on practical assessments. Yeah. So that only leaves around 10 to 20% balance that technically could be converted to a microcred. Yeah. So what about the 80 to 90% practical sessions? Can that be also converted in a way, or can it be done in such a way that half of it is done online through a micro credit? You earn one credit, and the other remaining 3 credits, yeah, let's say it's a 4 credit subject, and they have to actually come to the campus to complete it.
Yes, yes, it's possible. Actually, recently there are okay, the other thing is just now when I was talking about the definitions and terms and all about online courses, about MOOCs and micro-credential, right? Okay, maybe I forget to mention this. Now, when we talk about micro-credential, it need not mean that it must be 100% online. Okay, that's another thing. Going back to the term micro-credential, it means that it is micro, small, and it gives you some kind of credential, as in a certification or a badge to say that you have achieved the learning outcome. So it need not necessarily be online, but it's just that the nature of things, of how most of the micro-credentials are right now, they are online. But for courses like yours, yes, you can have 1 credit that is an online micro credit, okay, and then the other 2 credits, you might want to offer it as it's like a micro credit, but it's like a short course where you ask the learners to come on campus to do it, okay? Or it could be that particular course there are, say for example, one that is 100% online. And then another one which is like 50% online, another 50% they must come on campus to do the practical thing. It could be like this. And then another one that is 100% practical on campus. It can be done that way as well. It is possible. So for these kind of things, right, I would say that I think some of you may have gotten emails from your bosses already regarding the KPI setting. I think it will be good that you have a good discussion with your department, especially your head, to understand the direction of your school or your department as to which courses, which program you will want to turn it into a micro-credential, or is the department planning to do stand-alone micro-credentials? Okay, that one you need to discuss. But what you say can happen as well.
All right, thank you.
All right, welcome. Stephanie, you cannot get my template. Did you get the link just now? It's inside this link here. It's inside this link. You go to this link and then it goes into the folder. Okay, it's inside the folder. This one. Okay, all right. So the rest of you, are you okay? Any questions? No? Okay, so I'm going to give you 10 minutes. I'll put the timer on now, right? I'm giving you more time so that you can really think carefully what is it that you want, because this part is really important. Yeah, the first step here is really important, because if you don't get the cross learning right, you don't get the assessment right, then the subsequent pages and all the things that you do will not be right. Remember, this is the substructure. Your foundation has to be laid properly. Okay, so 10 minutes. After that, we'll come back. Feel free to ask any questions. I'm around here, yeah.
Hi, Michelle. Hi, Michelle.
Yes, 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 I'm
Yeah,
here.
can we just, let's say for example, one subject you have 4 CLOs, right? Can we do in one, can we just do one learning, one course learning outcomes out of the 4 from a unit in the micro credential?
Okay.
Oh, okay, right, thanks.
So you can have, let's say you have 4, right? You can have one micro credential for one course learning outcome, and then another micro credential for 2 learning outcomes, and then another one also can. Or you have one also can.
Yeah, no, break down into the hours. All right, okay, thank you.
Okay. Okay, Tracy, your question, the course description, will it be for the whole subject or just for micro credential 1, which is the current, which is only for the current micro credential, okay? Not for the entire course, yeah? Because you're already breaking it. So your course description, if you look at my open learning course for the discussions at work, right? That course description is actually used inside the open learning course. Whatever you put inside the blueprint will be later on transferred over into open learning.
Michelle,
Yeah.
for the duration, does it have to be 40 hours?
It depends on what you are doing. If you are cutting up your current course, right? As in like the one that I did for diploma degree program, that means you have proper document and you are hoping that this course will help students to gain credits, then ideally each micro credential is 40 because there is this what you call M2A requirement also that the block, right, has to be minimum 40.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
But sorry, Michelle, just a quick question. Just now you said minimum 40 hours for every micro credential courses. Let's say if I have 4 learning outcomes, the first one, it doesn't actually take so much time. So I also must put 40 hours, is it?
That's why I say ideally, right? That's how you said a 4, right? If you put because if let's say you are aiming to give credits, right? My MQA has this requirement where the micro credential course, right, needs to be 40 hours minimum to gain 1 credit. 40 hours for 1 credit. So if you have less than 40, then it becomes half a credit only. So then, you know, it's very tedious. So maybe the one that you said is very little, then you might try to combine it with another one. So like maybe the first one is 40 hours, 1 micro credential, then the second and third CLO, 40 hours, another micro credential, and then the last one 40 hours, another one.
The reason why I'm asking is because you see, if there's 4 learning outcomes, right? So the ratio that's according to the COPA, right? Let's say for right, the assessment is actually in week 3. In terms of duration, right, the hours is actually not 40 hours. You get what I'm saying? Unless if I combine with the second learning outcomes, then again, then it will be more than the 40.
So then you will have, is it 60 or 80?
80 around there.
80?
Yeah, it'll be too heavy then. Even the first learning outcome is already very heavy. Then if you do
Yeah.
add the second one, yeah, that's why I'm asking this reason.
Ideally, I would not also suggest that it to be 80 because then it is like too heavy to be considered a micro credential already. So maybe what you can do is you need to rethink about the current COPA document, the current course that you're doing, how you can move things around to make it easy for you to make it into a micro credential. We did also have a little bit of this kind of constraint with one of our micro credential courses because of the assessment and all. That is why one of our COPA document also we made a slight change because of the ease of transferring it into a micro credential. So you might want to consider that in time to come. So these are the things that, like I said just now to Johan also, my suggestion is best that you talk to your head to understand the direction of the department of the school in terms of micro-credential or even MOOC planning. Some of us are tasked to do MOOCs, okay? So you have to understand that and know which is the one that is targeted, which program, so which is the course that you want to do this kind of adjustment. But for today, it's just like a practice like that. But it's good that you ask me this kind of question because this will kind of create the awareness of what should be done or needs to be done.
All right, thank you.
Okay. All right, so 10 minutes is up. Do you have your course learning outcome? Have you decided on your course learning outcome, your assessments, and your duration? I hope. Okay, don't worry. I'm not going to ask you to show me and share. All right, it's okay. All right, I just wanted you to, like I said earlier on, this particular workshop is a lot about giving you time to think about these kind of things and to ask me questions so that I can answer you and try my best to clarify certain things. Okay, like I mentioned also, I'm not really an expert. I'm also still learning along the way. Okay, so I would also appreciate the questions that you ask me so that I can also, if I don't know, go and find out the answers and all and come back and share with you. Okay, all right. Okay, Tracy, you've completed the description. Awesome, well done, Tracy. Good. Okay, so I hope the rest of you are following along well, yeah? Okay, so let's continue from there. Now, once you've got the blueprint already, it's about thinking of your learning activities. Okay, right. Actually, the step before doing the learning activities is, now that you know your course learning outcomes, you know how you're going to assess, you will start working on the topics, which usually will not be much of a problem, because let's say if you are taking from a course that you're already teaching, the topics are already there, right, which are aligned to the course learning outcome. So you basically just like pull out the topics which are relevant and will help the students to achieve the course learning outcomes there. Okay, so that shouldn't be a big problem to any one of you, unless if you are creating a standalone micro-credential, then you might need to put some time into thinking about the topics that will help your students to achieve the learning outcomes. Okay, but the second but more crucial thing here is about the learning activities. So you know that when we talk about micro-credential, online courses and all, right, it's a lot about student learning on their own. Student regulation, yeah, student being self-directed. These are some of the things that are really important because it's a self-paced course. I think a lot of us here also have faced a lot of challenges throughout this pandemic where we don't see our students physically. We give them tasks to complete in open learning and find that they never do anything. Yeah, I believe that's a very common thing for everyone. So how do we make it engaging and challenging for students also at the same time? How do we make it engaging so that students will complete the learning activities and will achieve the learning outcomes at the end of the day? So we talk about the capabilities of open learning just now already. We talk about open learning can do quizzes, right? We say can do MCQ, can do matching, can put short answer, right? You can also do forum discussions. You can post pictures. You can post files and all these things in open learning. But apart from that, okay, how do you make it even better, more fun, more engaging? I won't say more fun, okay, because the word fun can be a bit subjective, but more engaging for the students. So if you go through the course that the one I shared with you, discussions at Work Made Easy, you will see that there are many third-party apps that we use inside. Okay. As you all know that the ones that are the whatever learning activities that are available in open learning, they are not very visually appealing, I must say. Yeah. So that is also one of the reasons why we started to look for third-party apps in order to make it more engaging for the students. Because if we just rely on whatever features that are in open learning, students may feel that, it's not interesting at all. And I also have feedback from my students saying that there's, excuse me, there is this activity in open learning where it's this matching, I think. Not matching, I mean, I can't remember what is it called. It's like the category thing where you put you put the words into category and all. So they keep on like putting the words into the category, and then it says that it's not correct and it's not correct and it's not correct, and they have to keep on trying, like let's say there are 20 words, they keep on putting the 20, they don't know how long they put, they still cannot get the correct one, and then they come and tell me I'm fed up already, I do so many times I still cannot get it right, So I understand the philosophy behind open learning and why is it done in that manner. Okay, the philosophy behind open learning is for students to learn. So if students keep on putting the words into the category and they still cannot get it right, that means they haven't learned. Which is in a way, if you look at based on open learning philosophy, it is correct, it is right, okay? But then again, sometimes it's the way we design the question, we put it in a way that some words can actually go into two categories, okay? Which is possible because our students, we have to remember, they all come from different backgrounds, they have different prior knowledge, and they have different worldview. They look at things differently. So to them, they see it as correct. Actually, if we were to look at it from their perspective, it could be correct also. Okay, but the thing is, too many of these keep on trying, right? It makes students feel demotivated. They get fed up. They come and tell me, Miss, I don't want to do already. Then after that, another activity, again, I like that. How many times must I do this one? I know on the job. Over time, that this very negative feeling inside them is no good. Okay, they will then feel that subsequent activity or subsequent topic is just as boring, as daunting, as tedious. So that is why we kind of like try to not use those type of activities too much. We do still use, but not many, okay? And we try to look for other third-party apps which can work well in open learning. So far, we have tried many, but my recommendation to all would be these 4 here. I wouldn't want to recommend too many. Actually, to me, 4 is quite a lot. I wouldn't want to recommend too many because when you have too many, there will also be a headache because they need to, they need to look at so many different goals. Because when you use a third-party app, sometimes this third-party app will require you to log in. Okay, some you need not. Here, there is one that you need to require the student to log in, which is the first one, the add puzzle. Okay, the rest all you do not need the student to log in separately. Yeah, but then again, I also look at the course creator view, okay, the lecturer's perspective. I don't want you to feel overwhelmed too with too many third-party apps, okay, trying to learn too many things at the same time. And that is why my recommendation is limited to this. And you would also find these third-party apps in the course that we have created, the discussions at work. Okay, all right. Are you familiar with these 4 apps here? Have you used any of these apps here? Okay, some say no, some say yes, some say 2, 3. Okay. So which is the one that you have not used before? Some say 3. So which one is it that you have not used before? Longest query, you said 3. So which one you have not used originally? Right, so the rest. Okay, good. Okay, right, good. So I'm just no worries. Okay, so I don't really have the time to go through each of the app to teach you how to use it today. Because today's session is only 9 to 1, and the purpose of the session is really to focus on the blueprint and how you can plan the activities. But I'm sharing this app with you because it's important for you to know what are these apps and what they can do, because that will help you to plan what you want to do in the blueprint. Okay, what you want to do for each topic and what kind of activities, how does that help the student to achieve the learning outcome. Okay, so my suggestion is for you to take down these apps, okay, take down names, and then write down. I'm just going to explain to you roughly what they can do, because I noticed that some of you said no, you have not used any of this before. So I'm just going to tell you what they can do. And then you see which one you are interested in or you think that is applicable to your course. And then go online and sign up for an account. It's all this that I'm showing you here, they are quite straightforward and easy to use, which means they are very user-friendly. You can just, navigate and go next. However, if you find that you cannot, you need help, feel free to write to me to email. I can always arrange for a session with you online, and I run through with you the app that you need help in. Okay, all right. So for Edpuzzle, I personally like Edpuzzle a lot because Edpuzzle actually allows you to put questions into the videos and stop the students from going forward in the video without if they do not answer the question. So we all know we like to give students videos. We talk about giving students videos just now also, right? And I said that videos is the fundamental thing, yeah, in micro-credential. But a lot of times students will see video there, they will watch a bit, don't watch a bit, skip here and there, don't know what is going on, simply try the activity and all. How do we ensure that students actually watch the video and understand before they proceed? So Edpuzzle is an app that you can use to insert your video, to upload your video, and then insert the questions in between, and then put a tick there that they must answer the question before they can click play again. Okay, so that's the beauty of Edpuzzle. And Edpuzzle can be easily embedded into open learning very nicely. If you look at my discussions at work, you will see some of the videos there. Okay, if you go to the course, the structure that I given you, then you look for the Edpuzzle there, then you look for the page, and you go straight into the page and you see the video. You will know what I mean there. Okay, all right. Of course, you can also use YouTube videos and put in. When I first started using Edpuzzle many years ago, I can't remember, maybe 2012, 13, can't remember, somewhere around there. So when I first started using, I always use YouTube videos and I insert questions for my students to do. Yeah, so that will ensure that they watch the entire video and understood every single thing and also can answer the questions. So I can also log into Edpuzzle and then check my students' progress and also see which is the one that my students are not able to answer correctly. And those are the things that I would probably need to clarify more. Okay, all right. So that's Edpuzzle. Now, learning apps, it's somewhat like what you already can do in open learning. But like I said just now, with the category thing and all, the words are always not correct, yeah, and students get frustrated. So learning apps can do that. Categorize words, rearrange the phrases. There are all sorts of things that you can do in learning apps. And learning apps is also free. Okay, and you can embed it also very easily, nicely into open learning. All these that I'm sharing with you here, they are free, yeah. And of course, for some of the apps, if you pay, you upgrade, then you get more features to it, yeah. Okay, but let me tell you, at Puzzle is free, but if I'm not wrong, I think now it's limited to five videos that you can make. I think 5 or 25, I can't remember. I think 5 or 25, I can't remember. But when you sign up for the account, I think they will tell you. Yeah. Okay. Learning apps is I don't think there is any limit. This one is sort of like created by a group of people in the EU. You know, just for sort of like open educational resource like that. Okay. Quizlet. Quizlet is really good for revision of terms and concepts, okay, where they have flashcards. Then they have also simple games, matching and all. Quite an interactive one. Those who are teaching language or languages, you can actually have the pronunciation and everything there as well. They also have pictures that you can easily embed into your flashcards, so that it's easy for your students to refer to. So again, Quizlet is if you pay for it, of course you have more features, yeah. And lastly, Genially, it's the basic one, which is the free one, is also a good enough application for you to create simple games for your students, okay? Interactive games, which are more visually appealing, okay? You can also create infographics that are interactive. You can also look at some of the examples that I have in discussions at work. I'm a big fan of Genially because it is really wonderful. Okay, I'm not sure if any one of you have attended any of my Genially trainings or not. But anyway, like I said, anytime you want to know more, feel free to write to me and I can always share with you. Okay, so far any questions or not? Any questions? No?
No, Michelle. No, not for me.
So you're good? Okay, good. Okay, good. All right. Okay. So right now, okay, I'm going to give you 10 minutes again, right? Knowing about all these different apps, and also I'm sure you're familiar with open learning already. I'd like you to go back to your course structure just now. Okay, just look at one topic. Up to you, topic 1, or you want to start with topic 2 also, okay? You want to topic 3 also, just any topic, okay? Just one topic, right? Put down there, what do you want to do? Okay, of course, one of it will be, like I said, a video. Okay, a video of you talking about what is it about this topic, the terms or concepts or whatever. Okay, and then followed by what kind of activities. Yeah. Now remember I said, yeah, your videos are supposed to be less than 3 minutes. They're supposed to be short. So I do have colleagues that have come to me before. Oh, my one topic I teach 3 hours. I talk non-stop. How to teach in 3 minutes? I don't know how to teach 3 hours. I thought you asked me to now talk 3 hours only. 3 minutes only. How to talk like this? So you need to look at, okay, if you have the content already, the slides, right, that you used to talk 3 hours one now, you look at it, and then you see how you can cut your slides, okay? Cut as in, look at the subtopic, sub. So your 3 minute video is supposed to be subtopic. Okay, that's how you can make 3 minute video. So for every subtopic that you talk about, there should be an activity after that. Then another subtopic and then another activity. Subtopic, another activity. Okay? Are you clear now? Questions? No questions? Okay, so 10 minutes, yeah, 10 minutes, think about one topic, how you're going to present it in your course structure. Yeah, I'm here if you have questions. Okay, time's up. Okay, I hope you have gotten to write down something for your topic 1. Okay, at least some idea of what your videos will be like and what activities you are going to do after that. Did you manage to do that? You have any questions to ask as you are doing it? You all okay? Okay, yeah. Right. So as you go along, you might change the way you have written what you have put down there. So it's okay. Like I said, it's actually a living document. So as time goes, as you are doing it, you will find that you want to change this, you want to change that a little bit. It's normal. Okay, but most importantly is to write it down. Write it down, okay, or type it out, what your ideas are. Okay, it's important to put it down in words. Because if you just leave it all in your head, it becomes very abstract and you cannot see the whole big picture of what you want the outcome to be. Okay, that is why writing it out is really important. Doesn't matter if you are not confident that that will happen. It doesn't matter. Okay, write it down and then only see how you can make it happen. Or if you finally think that no, you can't, then how you are going to change things around, modify things so that you are still able to deliver and help your students to achieve the learning outcomes. All right. We are coming to almost the end. So the last part is to define the content. And that's what I now when you define the content, okay, is when you go through the entire list to check what you have missed out. Okay, now this need not necessarily be at the end of when everything is completed. As you do topic 1, at the end of topic 1, you might want to look back, check and see, does it align to your course learning outcome that you have written? Okay, and then only you move on to topic 2. You can do it that way. And at the end of completing the entire thing, always remember to do testing. Okay, testing is really important. You need to run your alpha testing and your beta testing. Do you know what's the difference between alpha testing and beta testing? Anyone? Okay, so alpha testing is the testing by the internal group. Okay, example, like I told you, like my team, we have 4 of us creating discussions at work, right? So once we have completed that whole course, what we did is we shared the link with people in our department and also some of our colleagues from other departments at school and asked them to go through the course as a learner. Okay, and then give us feedback. Maybe they cannot see this, they cannot see that, or maybe they do this and then after that they don't understand the instruction or they misunderstood the instruction, that kind of thing. So alpha testing is where you ask your internal people to run a testing, okay, to test out what you've created. The beta testing is like you see in open learning, you see there's one that is beta one, right? Under the activities that you can do, you have core, advanced, integration, quiz, and there's one that is beta. You always see the beta thing there. Beta means, right, it's still in the testing phase. So those things that you see in beta, that one, it is still in the testing phase. Okay, so that means to say that they have done their alpha, tested with their internal people. Now they launch it to only selected group of people. Okay, they want to test it and see whether it works properly or not with a selected targeted audience. They might collect some feedback from this selected target group of audience also, and ask them, how is it when you use this, what was the problem and all. Okay, so after they have done all the whatever changes that they need to do based on the feedback and all, then only you actually launch the product and say it's good to go into the market, and that's when you can start charging people for the course. Okay. Stephanie, you asked me about sample size. There's no fixed sample size at all for this. In terms of testing our micro-credential course, it's more of like just ensuring that things are working well properly. You might think that, oh, I inserted, we had that problem also. We actually inserted images and all, right? But then when we did our alpha testing, it was okay. But we did the beta testing. We had people from outside, the public, to test it for us. They actually couldn't see some of the images that we put in OpenPay. I have no idea why, but what we did is we had to insert all the images that was so-called missing. But from our view, we could see the images there. Somehow or other, I do not know why, when it went to the public, the images were missing. Okay, so that is why it's important. So thankfully, we did our beta testing, and we found out that the images were missing, and we could insert it back before we actually launch it officially to the public. Okay, so no specific sample size, just make sure you get feedback from reliable people, people that actually run through everything, from the beginning. They join the course just like a learner would do the activity, everything, test out everything, every single thing that is in your course to make sure that it works properly. Okay, so with that, you need to do some reflection and revision. Okay, from all this testing and feedback, you need to do some reflection and revision. So sometimes you may do a more extensive one where you ask interview and feedback. They will tell you that, oh, I don't like the color, the theme is not one page is this yellow color, another page is green color. I feel very confusing and all. So you reflect and you see whether is it justified through the theme, the course has got no fixed theme, it doesn't look professional. What do you think about it? A lot of your participants, who are doing the testing say that to you. So you might need to revise that. Okay. Somebody says different gadget. I'm not too sure whether it's the different gadgets or not, but after when we inserted the images again, and it was okay already. So thankfully. All right, so that kind of like wrap up the entire session today. So I'd like to say thank you very much for spending your time with me. I hope I have helped you to view online courses such as micro-credentials in a different manner now. I hope that with this course, with this workshop here, you have a better idea of what a micro-credential should be. And of course, ideally, I would appreciate if I could, see your entire course structure, but I know that it's not possible within these 4 hours. But I do hope that I have helped you to start creating your course structure already. Keep on building on it, keep on thinking, all right? And our second learning outcome is to design appropriate, engaging learning activities. Of course, I won't be able to really see your product now, yeah, it's going to be maybe another 5 to 6 months down the road. I do hope to see your course comes alive and with engaging activities. Like I said just now, feel free to reach out to me if you need help with those third-party apps. Okay, my email is below here. And lastly, our third course learning outcome is to reflect, to refine your content. So based on whatever that, the questions that you have asked me and all, and my feedback to you, do think carefully about what you're creating, okay? Because the starting point is really important. If you don't get the starting point right, and then the things that follow will be all very messy, and then you will find that you cannot follow through the project, and it will be a very sad thing to see the time and effort wasted. Okay, so do make sure that you get your starting point right. My suggestion is for each one of you to go back to your department heads or school heads to understand what is the direction, okay, or the intention of the department or school, and which is the one, which type of micro-credentials would be the target. Is it a standalone, or is it the ones that are belonging to the diploma degree programs? And if it is that one, then which one? Okay, so that the effort will be targeted. Okay, right, so do you have any questions for me? Have a great weekend too, Stephanie. Okay, thank you for joining, Tracy. All right, thank you, Dr. Tan. Thanks, Marina, for joining. Thanks, Johan. So have a good weekend. Take good care. Thank you, Dr. Cha. Thanks, Logus. Thank you, Raja. Right, take care, yes. Stay safe. Thanks, Jasmine. Right, so I wish you all the best. Good luck in creating your course. Feel free to reach out to me if you need any help at all, okay? You know how to get me. You have my email address already, yeah? Okay. The slides, sure, I will send you the link to this this spreadsheet. Okay, yeah. Sure, no problem. Okay, so I do hope to see you in my session next week where we're going to talk about creating engaging videos, yeah? Take good care, have a good weekend, and stay safe, everyone. Bye for now. Oh, I should be looking there. The camera is that side. See ya.